Okay, take 3 of tonight's coding session. I spent 45 minutes having technical difficulties with streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. So I'm just going to move over to the traditional model of recording a video and uploading it to YouTube. It sucks. I'm kind of disappointed about it, but that's how it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just narrate everything that I do as if I was streaming, so that you know my thought process and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And yeah, with that said, I'm going to get going because now it's even later at night than it was when I first started. So I'm going to get going. Basically, what I've done so far is I'm trying to build functionality into this button, to create a new direct message to somebody. What I've done here is create this rounded modal bottom sheet that pops up when I hit the button. Its color will be, whether I have a light mode or a dark mode enabled, it will be the canvas color. The color of the sheet will be the canvas color. And I'm building a column with a main axis size of min so that the size, can be a little bit adjustable. And I'm building, bumped the mic, and I'm returning a stream builder. Okay, I'm getting distracted by stuff. Let me close this. That was something off screen. I'm returning in the column a stream builder. I am getting a stream of accounts that the user follows, and building a list view, that at the moment will just return a text, a list tile with a text that tells me the index, just so that I know that it's being built properly. Let me just do a quick hard reload. Okay, that should be all set up. I haven't looked at it yet because of problems with the streams previously. So time to hit the button and see what happens. Oh, what? Oh, you know what? I bet it, because it's in a column, it needs to be in an expanded. The list view needs to be in an expanded so that we don't have render issues like with the height. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so now I get the list view. You can see we've got the scroll, but the main axis size is not min. That's interesting. Oh, because I'm expanding to the full size of the column. Let me just see what this error is for a second. Getter length was called on null. Aha. That's because I'm not doing anything if I have a null snapshot. So let's hot reload. Let's see if that does anything. And it does not. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll say if following equals null, I'm going to return a center with a child of a circular progress indicator. And then I can return this list view, and we'll see what's up. There we go. Okay, interesting. Now, the expanded is again filling all that. I wonder at this point if I can just, if what removing the expanded might do. I'm pretty sure that it'll be an error again. Just want to make sure. Yeah, render box issues. Okay, so let's get that expanded back in there. Maybe what I should do is maybe instead of having this column be the parent of the stream builder, what I should do is, I'm going to try that for the moment. I remove the column, remove the expanded. I want to see what happens. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting a regular full-size bottom sheet. Let me think for a minute here. What can I do to make sure that the bottom sheet, the height is that it's the size of just whatever's in the list. Think. Well, for the moment, I don't have an immediate answer to that problem. So for the moment, I will just build the sheet at full length. I'm just trying to see if I can get a handle on it for dragging. No, the list view is the foreground thing. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like this for the moment because I don't have a solution. We just build it. As long as I can get functionality in here, I'll be happy for tonight. So we'll return kind of like what I do up here. I'm going to get the avatar. I'm going to get the username. And that should be it. So for the title, I'm going to get following index, the account at this point in the list, and I'm going to return the username. But what I'm going to do, which I always forget, is I'm going to put the @ sign in front of it because it doesn't come with the username. It just, if you look here, test1, that's all it is. I have to manually put in the @ myself. Let's get the leading widget here, and it will be a circle avatar, and the background image will be an advanced network image, as I do in other places, and the URL that will be in here is going to be the account at the index that we're currently at, and we're going to get the avatar.toString. Time to see what we've got. Hey, there we go. So these are the only accounts that I'm currently following here, as you can see over here on the following screen. So now at this point, what I want to do is I'm going to jump on tap. I'm going to jump the user into a new conversation. Now, this could be tricky because if I'm already having, if I already have in the middle of a conversation, a direct message conversation with somebody that I follow, and I click them, I need to make sure that I'm not jumping into a brand new chat. I would want it to be the same one. So I'm figuring this all out as I go here. This is generally how I code. I sit down, I have an idea, and I work it out. And you can see inside my thought process as I do this. So think. What I would need to do, on tap, is navigate the user into I think the widget is a conversation. Let me make sure. Conversation. It might be chat view. I don't remember. Well, the easy thing to do is to just open the messages screen, which I'm already here. Go up here to the conversation screen. Okay, so conversation contains the chat view. So I would build a conversation screen, but I guess what I would do is let me think for a second. I build a conversation screen. Oh, yeah. because up here in this stream builder, I get a list of conversations. So what I would need to do then, I would need to, I would need to I'm trying to think about time complexity and like making things not, needlessly complicated and stuff like that. Think. Since conversation screen has to be created with a conversation, object, and also your own account and whoever would be receiving messages that you send, what needs to be done would be to match. I don't like that. It would be to match. I would have to loop through conversations, match it to whatever is going on in this loop, and then make what's the word I want? Make determinations as to what to do, like if there's already a conversation going that person. That is way too complicated. I do not like that option at all. So let me think for a second here. Conversation screen can be created optionally with a conversation. And where would I use the conversation? Widget.conversation. Okay, that has to be, I need that in order to get the context. Now the context, this data type here, it's not like a build context. This is something that's particular to the Mastodon API. A context is basically a list of you think about it as messages. They have their own naming for stuff, but I'm just going to simplify it. Is basically a list of messages, and it will tell you based on the ID that you give it, the message ID that you give it, whether there are ancestors or descendants. Basically, at what point in this list of all the messages that are being sent back and forth, at which point is this message? So, and then the actual chat gets built. The chat view, which contains all the message bubbles and everything, will get built based on determinations about that. So, like whether there are any ancestors, whether there are no descendants, whether there are all that kind of stuff. So, if I have to send one in, maybe what I could do is send in an empty one, and since there will be none of this, we'll probably get a null thing. So what I could do probably is create a dummy conversation object. All right, I have to take in a type of conversation. I could create a dummy and then send that in. And since there'll be nothing, like in the determination here, like if there's no ancestors and there's no descendants, then pretty much what you're going to do is just build an empty chat view. So maybe that's a thing to do. All right. Now, on the messages screen. Okay. On tap for this list tile, I'm going to create a conversation screen widget. I'm going to give it a self account of widget.self account. Maybe it's just self account here. Am I in a stateless widget? Oh, no, I didn't name it that. Widget.account. That's what it is. Give it a receiver account of the following index. Following index, because that's the account. Yeah. And then give it a conversation of a dummy thing. I'll give it an ID of dummy. Whoops, forgot a comma there. I have to give it a list of accounts and a last status. How do I make a dummy? Okay, so, whoops. For accounts, I'll give it an empty list, I guess. Or maybe I would need to give it an account, a dummy account in there too. With an ID of dummy. And, oops. Actually, maybe what I would need to do is, what do I do with the conversation here? All I do with the conversation is, okay. So I need to give a dummy conversation and a dummy last status. Status, by the way, is what they call a post or even a direct message. Like everything with Mastodon is a status in terms of like sending, text back and forth between users. And every status just has a different visibility. It can be public, it can be local, it can be direct, it can be invisible, like a bunch of stuff like that. So if I would add an empty last status there, I would get an error. So yeah, let me do a dummy last status. I don't think I may not need this. I'm not sure if it's required. Doesn't say. Yeah, we have to work on documenting the API here. That's something for another time. For the moment, I'll just leave in the dummy account. It's not going to hurt. I'll give it a last status of with an ID of also dummy, and touch typing is hard. I'll give it what do I use? Do I use anything? All I do is I put in the last status. Doesn't matter if there's any of the other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that for the moment and see if that works. It probably won't. Why do I say that? Why do I say it probably won't? Not sure. All right, ignoring that thought, let's just see. So let's say I'm going to create a conversation with Luke. Hello. Nothing happening. I should be creating a conversation screen. Oh! It has to be in a material page route. See, I knew something was off. I knew something was off. Okay, a material page route. I can never remember how these things go. Just the builder. Okay. Builder. Okay. Now's the moment of truth. Now it may work. So here's a test. If I click on Luke, then because I'm already in a conversation with him, things could either, like I could either get that specific conversation or nothing at all. And actually, given that in the stream builder here, what do? I get it based on the last status. That's it. So I get the ancestors, I get the descendants, whatever it is. I get the last status. Okay. It might not be a problem. Time to see. Wow. No clicks. Nothing happening on click. What's going on? Son of a... Okay. Wow, I'm really off my game tonight. The entire material page route needs to be in a navigator. God. Wow. How in the world? Navigator.push context. Hold on. Let me just, whoops, align this stuff like I do earlier. And then plop that in. Now something should happen, because now I've got the navigator in there. I cannot believe I forgot about that. I never forget about navigators. Okay. Okay. So all it's doing at this point is just endlessly loading. If I go back, whoa, okay. First of all, I'm going to have to pop that, which means I can't use the fat arrow. I'm going to have to use this. So let's get, gotta do that. And after the navigator, I also have to do a wait. No, before that, I have to pop the context. Navigator.pop context. Now I know it's not going to work, but I just want to see that the bottom sheet gets popped. Go back. There we go. Okay. I want to see what happens if I go with somebody else. Nothing. Okay. And the reason why I think that is because there is no conversation. But the way we can figure that out is, okay, hold on. I'm gonna do how am I going to check this? How am I going to check this? I could go and debug, but then I would have to restart or something. Could attach the debugger, but that always is really slow. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the app. I'm going to restart in debug mode. And what I mean by debug mode is I mean like using the actual built-in debugger, because obviously all Flutter apps, when you just run it, are debug apps. So I'm going to start this up so that I can have a debugger and I can check what's going on in the conversation here when we decide what kind of chat view are we going to return. So this will take a minute. Oh, wow. That happened. That worked faster than I thought. Generally speaking, I'm finding that, like, since I'm not using Firebase and stuff like this, when you have Firebase dependencies, builds take a little longer. And when you don't have that and you're just doing regular stuff, you get faster builds. Okay, here we are. Come over here. Now I'm going to put a debug. I'm going to put a breakpoint on these things. Actually, not. I'm going to see which one we get to, not on the statements. Okay. Here we go. Oh, we're throwing a Mastodon exception. Very interesting. What's going on is that oh, because what it's trying to do is get the context of the dummy status, and it can't. So okay. Let's see if I get to anything else here. No, processing resumes as normal. I don't think I even get here. Okay. Let's say if future dot has error, print error. Let's see. Let's just see. Whoops. Let's see if that works. Hey, come on now. Oh, it has to be future.error. Okay. Let's hot reload here. Oh, what's going on here? Compiler message. Okay, let's go back. Hot reload. Oh, I'm still getting compiler error. The method not found to string deep. I'm not familiar. Oh. Isn't defined for the method. Okay. I'm going to do a hot restart here. Oh man, it's still doing that. Why? This is some funky thing. Some funky stuff. What's going on here? So, okay. Here we are. Move on. Get me back over here. Didn't get to the print. Very interesting. Probably because I don't even get here yet. I just get an exception on this. Okay. So this depends on there being a real status. Very interesting. Maybe what I'll have to do is instead of hold on. I don't need a safe area there because I have the app bar. That's weird. What am I doing? Just to make sure that I do know what I'm doing. Let's get back here. Yeah, thank you. Let's go back. Go in here. Yeah, it's fine. I didn't need that safe area. Why the hell was it there? Pfft. Beats me. Okay. Maybe what I would need to be doing is if there's no... Oh. The whole thing is predicated on there being a context so that when you send a message, it shows up immediately. Wow, this is... I mean, I knew this was going to be tough, but I think it's might be even a little tougher than I thought. I'll figure it out. I know that I can figure it out. I might not be able to figure it out by the end of this video, though. Maybe I need to create a context? No. Maybe what I need to do is send off an empty status to make it actually real. Like maybe right here, I would just send off what am I thinking? Just send off, fire off a direct message, like an empty direct message to somebody. Maybe that would work. Because then there would be something here, and then I would get that there are no ancestors and there's no descendants, which means I would be building just a standard chat view. And then I could build... Okay, maybe that's what I have to do. Because what I'm doing is just creating this conversation. Oh, wait a second. Okay, maybe what I have to do here is, let's see, provider. Hold on a second. Adjust the microphone a little bit. Nope, that didn't work. Provider dot of Mastodon. Dot what is it? New status? No. Publish status. And I would give it a status, which I believe is just a string. Yeah. Give it an empty string. I wonder if... give it a visibility of direct. Hold on. That should be all I need. Huh? Oh. Hide. Whoop. Hide visibility. Basically, the Mastodon API has data types that are similar, there's some overlap in naming between the Flutter material package and Mastodon's data types, and based on where you are, you would just want to hide whatever it is that's causing the problem from either package. So we're publishing a new status, which is empty. And then what we would do is here, instead of creating this dummy status, I would do... damn. I think I can take this out in the end. Let me think for a second here. Because in the conversation screen, I get a context based on the conversation that's passed in. But if there is no conversation, that means I have to create a new one. I would have to get... Ooh. I would have to do a quick... like... Oh, man. I would have to do a quick... I would have to read the stream of conversations like I do here. This is gnarly. Maybe what I should do... No, context requires an ID. Yeah. We do get the statuses and the status ID. So getting a context requires a status ID. And it has to be a real status ID. Which means that if I do... Where am I here? If I send off a real status... Oh yeah, I would need the in reply to ID. But if doing this may not actually help because I don't have the ID that's generated. Publish status is a future, it's type future. So I wonder if I can actually... No, this is a post. It's not a get. As opposed to like... Yeah. So I can't read that. I'm thinking. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it is pretty late. Maybe I should generate an actual ID, and then when I create the dummy status, actually then I wouldn't need this. No, I would. So okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try giving it an ID. Oh, I can't give it an actual, I can't give the status an actual ID. Ooh. Maybe what I'd have to do, what I would have to do is create the status dummy equals status and give it an ID. I'm going to give it I think I could give it dummy here, because then I would publish that status. And there would be a real one. Okay. And I would give it, I don't think I need to give it the in reply to ID there. I can do it here. In reply reply to ID is going to be dummy. And then down here, I would just give it dummy. Maybe that'll do it. Oh, man. Okay, let me stop the debug and just go back into normal run mode. Maybe this will do it. I'm thinking that if it doesn't work, then I'm going to call it a night and try to figure it out another night. Whoa. It won't even let me run the app based off of that thing. Compiler message. ToString deep isn't defined for the class Mastodon. Mastodon is from this package. Try correcting the name of an existing method. I've never even heard of ToString deep. You know what? I'm going to do a Hail Mary. Do Flutter clean. Maybe that'll fix the problem. I say Hail Mary because I'm not super confident that that's going to work. But when in doubt, Flutter clean. That's just what you do. Oh yeah. If this doesn't work, I'm definitely going to have to stop. I do have to go to work in the morning. Holy moly, Twitter blew up while I wasn't looking. Let's see what's going on. What's happening? Eli liked a couple tweets that I mentioned in. Nah. Better luck next time. Figure it out. Hey, what do you know? Flutter Clean did the job. That's cool. Well, I stand corrected. Okay. Now to see if this works. Now, if this doesn't work, like I was saying, if this situation here with making the dummy status, sending it off, if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to call it a night and think about it until I sit down to code next. So here we go. I'm sent off. And ooh. What's this? Unhandled exception. Something about published status. What is it like? It doesn't like publishing the status. Oh, in reply to ID is dummy. Because it doesn't... Maybe that's the problem. Do I need to tag the person? I think I need to tag the person. Yeah. I think what I need to do is do that and do... No, wait. Do following index dot username and then maybe just an empty string. Okay. That's probably has something to do with it. Oops, wrong thing. I'll try. No. Well, I didn't get an exception. So what's going on? Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, well, geez. That's interesting. So maybe what I need to do is pass in a Boolean value or something that says if this is a brand new conversation or not. And then based off of that, build the chat view. I like that idea. Okay. Can I delete this though? Ooh. Yikes. Why is that not working? That's no good. Let me get into, do I have Mastodon open? I do have Mastodon open over here. And, I'm going to delete that. There we go. What am I doing? What am I doing? Yes, I'm going to create. I'm going to add a value here. Final bool is new conversation. Let's add the final. Oh, come on. Add it to the constructor. And at this point, right, that stream builder is to get the preferences. Let's fix that. And then here, what I should do is a ternary that will give a ternary that will build a widget, build a chat view that isn't based on a context. But then I run into the problem that when the message is sent off, it won't show on the UI because the context can't be built. It has to be given a status ID. An interesting conundrum. It would be better than nothing to do it the way I just described it, but then the user wouldn't know that the message was really sent unless they backed out of the chat view and then went back in, which they would be able to do because it would show up in this screen, in the direct messages screen. I wonder if I could mimic the effect. I might be able to mimic the effect, and then when they back out and they go back in, then the criteria will be such that it won't be a brand new conversation and that particular UI won't be built. Okay, I like that idea. I should probably make this required. Although none of that other stuff, I didn't make any of that other stuff required, and it should be. For now, then, I guess I'll just just do it like that. Now, when I go to a conversation screen based off of this, what I should do is give it an isNewConversation value of false. And then here, an isNewConversation of true. Now, at this point, I don't think I'll need to pass in the dummy conversation because I won't be building that particular UI based off of it. So I can take that out. I can take this out and this. Great. Now at this point, I need to build the UI based off of that. So if widget.isNewConversation equals false, then return that stream builder. Else, have a stream builder, maybe not. Have a where's my chat view widget here? So return a chat view. Chat view requires an array of messages and status. And so if all messages is null, then what do? I just create the sender chat bubble. That would be if I should have documented this. Also, I'm going to return the list view. Right, I'm going to return, however it is, I'm going to return sender chat bubbles or receiver chat bubbles or whatever. As I loop through the all messages. So if all messages, if the index is 0, how do I not have an else in there? That's weird. That's what that should be. Just for the sake of it, stick that in there. Because I just want to see if I go in here. Now, yeah, that all loads normally. Okay, so I don't think that broke anything. Okay, let's just see what's up. Okay, blank. Oh, I would still need to do that. Let me just stick. This is the part that builds the actual screen. Aha, yeah, so I'm not building a chat view there. Chat view is built off of that. Right, I build chat view here. Although, oh yeah, never mind. I do like that's gonna give me a problem because Maybe I'll just make those things null. Self account is widget dot self account. Make first status also null. I'm getting really tired. You could probably tell. And then replying to, nah, just make that null, just to see what happens. Aha. Well, yeah. So now at least I've got, okay, this is at least progress. I would have to build in some functionality over here in chat view to see what would happen. Oh yeah. Okay, first of all, this weird indentation bothers me. At this point, to create the sender chat bubble, so probably because if all messages is null, then I return the list view with the sender chat bubble. Oh, that's silly. Why would I do that? Oh, I know why. I was making this assumption based off of the fact that that there was just one message that had been sent to me and nothing else. So what if I, at this point, say that all messages equals just an empty list? Oh, can't do a setter. All right, you know what? I'm going to call it here. Whoops. At least I have a little bit of progress on building an empty UI here to actually try and send a message in a brand new conversation. I call that progress. So I'm going to commit my changes. 1 second. Add commit. Okay, committed changes, push to GitHub. I'm going to stop here. I got to go to sleep. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.